here we go. So, we're starting with Mega Man 2, it looks like, because I was letting the shuffle run while I was getting everything set up. It went from... well, I won't spoil what it was, but it ended up moving to Mega Man 2 before I actually started. Do I feel like doing a reasonable order, or do I feel like just starting with Metal Man? I think I'll just start with Metal Man to keep it simple for myself right now, because we ain't gonna be here long. Now, it is worth noting that I have the shuffler set to shuffle away every 2 to 5 minutes. I debated doing the Mega Man damage shuffler, and then I thought about how often I take damage in these games, and, no. I ain't that bold. Case in point right there with the damage shuffler, we would have already left this game. Because I kinda suck at classic Mega Man a little bit. And I acknowledge this. I don't know why it's flickering this badly. It was not doing this in testing. But it seems to only be when we're right there. And there is a quantity of things going on, so it makes a degree of sense that it would flicker. I wouldn't worry too much over it. Everything's probably fine. Now, that's not to say that I'm not at least somewhat confident and competent at the originals, just nowhere near as well as I can handle the X series and what came after that. Because that's a degree of familiarity. Which is also why I'm not playing on difficult, because difficult really mostly just makes everything a lot stronger. And I'm already gonna be having a hard enough time with the shuffle, so I'm not gonna push my luck on that one. I am gonna waste a life getting that E-Tank, though. Without an item or anything, I don't think there's a way to make my way back out of that hole, so I just throw a life away to get that, just so I have it. I don't know why it's janking out a little bit as well. Not sure what's going on with that. It's probably the shuffler, or script making things mad, as it is wont to do. I was half expecting that I jumped short, and I was about to be very sad. Hang on. Let me check something here. I'm gonna pause the Lewis script while I figure out... Pause, damn you. That way it doesn't run away while I'm looking at this. Is I noticed that Seribot didn't pop up in the chat yet either. So I'm wondering if I'm having an issue here. No, there's no dropped frames or anything. No issues I can see on my side. It may just be having a moment. Bitrate's still not doing the best. I'm just gonna hope that everything's fine. As per usual, there's not a lot I can do to fix it if there is anything wrong. We'll just roll with it. Now, I'm probably only gonna barely scrape by on this fight, as happened in testing. Or we just won't fight him at all. That's fine by me. We'll come back to that later. I'm gonna go ahead and skip these intro bits and such for sake of getting somewhere. Because of the fact that, you know, the shuffler's gonna take us away before I get much done otherwise. Oh no, random ally, you are dead now. Now, there's an amount of rust on my capacity to play any of these, even the ones I'm reasonably familiar with. So expect a lot of failure in this. This is as much a test as it is me actually planning to play these and have fun. I wanted to play these for stream for a bit, but I couldn't really convince myself to do them normally that much because, you know, these are very, very well-traveled grounds. People have played these to death. So, of course, my only recourse at that point would be to then do something silly like this. Why do I suddenly have a Discord notification? Hang on. Something important? Might actually be. Ah, okay. Oh no, big robot. Right, the head has contact damage, okay. I would have been very disappointed in myself if I got hit by it in any other way, other than bumping into it. Even bumping into it's a little sad. And for how much I've played this one. Oh well. I'll live. They won't. But I will. Oh no, there is evil plotting happening. I can't skip this, so accept the fact that it's going to at us as I zoom through the text as quick as I can. / open a drink. There's our first password, which I won't be paying any mind to. I usually either start Wheelgater or Ostrich. Today I feel like fighting the Ostrich. I don't know what the known correct order is, because I've never paid attention to how people normally play these. I just do my own thing. And don't expect me to remember where all the armor pieces in each of these are, because I sure don't! I remember where all the ones in X1 are, just about. Need Wheelgater for that. And I sure as hell don't remember where all the energy tanks are, either. Just keep mashing, everything will be fine. There we go. I do think there's something I want the bike for again. But I think we get another bike. I'm not gonna stress over it at the minute. No, I do need to go back for the bike. Or, I don't need to, but it'll probably be a lot safer and smarter if I do that. And now that we've knocked that other platform down, I don't need to worry about that. And I really don't need to worry about it now, because we're not there anymore. Now, this isn't strictly a Mega Man game, necessarily, since it's all about Zero, but I really like these. It's also not a Capcom game anymore, necessarily, but I wanted to put these in. And I couldn't put the disc-based Mega Man games like X4 through 8 and have the shuffler play ball with that. So I used these to fill in those gaps as well. I do hope that the extra game I added will show up. So I really want people to see that one. Also, if you don't know the plot of the Zero series, don't pay attention to a lot of what's going to pop up at the beginning of these, because there's going to be some spoilers for some of the other Zero games. Don't need a cloak anymore. They already found you. Time to just start killing. Now, I seem to recall that these guys spawn infinitely. And let me flip this to the way I prefer it to be. Because I prefer my sword to be my main thing. I don't remember if Zero has more than one dialogue prompt that pops up from slicing these guys for a while. But I have a different purpose to why I'm sitting here slicing these guys. And that is, I'm trying to gain at least the first upgrade for the saber. Yeah, he just keeps repeating that. But I think in the time it's going to take me to get that upgrade, we'll probably shuffle away, so I'll just get on with it. Is for those who don't know, the Zero series has a level-up system for each of the weapons. The more you use them, the better they get. Stand here for that one. Stand here for that one. Got him. I ordinarily grind up to having charge for... I don't know, do I have charge already? I do, but it doesn't work yet. Right. It kind of runs together a little bit between the four of them. And now, you do the same thing, but over a pit. Oh no! And now we're not there anymore. 2 to 5 minutes per game is gonna be a thing. I'm waiting for the time where it shuffles me away above a pit and I just fall to my death when I shuffle back. Because it's gonna happen. I really should have went with 5 to 10 minutes like my first thought was, but 2 to 5 amused me, so I went, you know what, fine. I'm gonna ruin my own day. And again, this is meant more as a testing bed than as an intention for me to beat any of these today. So it's fine. This is more of just a goof. Now, it's important to note, with the X series, you start with dashing in every Mega Man X game, aside from X1. Unless you don't in one of the last couple. I don't remember 7 or 8 much, because I didn't actually play them. Which, by all reports, I didn't miss much. Actually, I don't remember X6 much either. I think I did play 6 at some point, but I don't remember it. I do remember playing all the way through 4. Beating X4 was a pain in the dick a little bit, but it got done. You might also notice the profanity warning on the stream today. That's because I anticipate bad things happening enough that I start swearing more than normal. So it seemed prudent to have that up preemptively. If it ends up not being true, that's honestly fine. I'd rather have the warning be there and not need it. And I'm just gonna tank these spike balls for the most part. I don't care enough to dodge these because this section does not matter. It is nice that they give you a chance to play as Zero for a bit, though. Ah. I wanted to go for the chop there, but it wasn't meant to be on that one. There we go. Dealt with. Free X from his stupidity. Zero runs off to do things, and now we're X again. Now, it is worth noting that once we get out of this intro bit here, we will actually be able to call upon Zero now and then. I believe it's a once per stage thing, or once per a while thing, something like that. And I believe that is unique to this one, actually. I want to say you either end up having a choice of being X or Zero, or end up only one or only X 90% of the time throughout the series. Looks like we're out of here. And of course I added the Game Boy games, because they are unique. They are not the same as the other numbered Mega Man games. And I've actually never played them. I just know that they're different. So I figured I'd give them a go as a means of adding more to the list and throwing myself off a little bit as well. So now that that surprise is out of the way, other than the bonus game I added, basically this list is Mega Man X 1 through 3, Mega Man 1 through 6, I think it is? Basically all the NES Mega Man games, and all of the Game Boy Mega Man games. I did not put in 7, mostly due to an oversight. I had kind of waffled on how I was assembling the list, and then I didn't go back and add that when I changed my mind. So there's no Mega Man in base, no Mega Man 7. Though I do like those games. Oh, that's a really shitty jump. Okay. I'm gonna have to inch to the edge there and jump that. Got it. Still, this controls almost better than the NES Mega Man games did. He moves very fluidly for a Game Boy game. And again, a lot of Game Boy games actually move pretty well, so I don't know what I'm saying. It's a little weird looking at his eyes, though, where one of them is vertical, one of them is horizontal. I can't stop seeing that. There's something very wrong about that. I was wondering why I stand there and take those hits sometimes. It's not by choice. Sometimes when the snake bit's moving, you can't actually jump. Whee. Back to biking. Whee. Yeah, if I stayed on there and let the bike fall, it would have been a problem. I should have boosted. I forgot that the bike had boosters, because that's what I wanted up there. There's also another thing further in that the bike will be good for, but I believe there's a bike specifically for that part. I played this stage a lot. Oh wait, no, there's the health extension up there that I needed the bike for. I do want that at the rate today's gonna be going, so let's go back for a bike. Or we can't, right. I forgot, you get one shot at that. With doing it with the bike, anyway. I believe there's another way to get that. We just don't have it right now. I want to say it's another Wheelgator related thing. I also believe that with the boot upgrade that this Mega Man game has, I want to say I managed to chuck myself over there and grab it before dying into the spikes. I want to say that's the thing I've also done. Yeah, that was Overdrive Ostrich's stage in a nutshell. There is he was trying to launch a missile. We stopped the missile. Now we gotta fight the ostrich. His whole thing is he runs at you. And he'll occasionally do a few other things. As you can see, contact damage with him actually hits really hard. He also shoots boomerangs, and if he goes off screen, he runs into the background and dives in. So you're gonna want to watch out for that. I am probably gonna die to him here the first time because I'm at so low health. And that's the other run he does, is he jumps. It can actually be worth your while somewhat to force him to constantly go off screen and dive back in. I misjudged the angle. I knew one of those times I was gonna die to something stupid. But that's fine. Now we get to fight him at full health, and you've already seen how the fight goes. That's basically his entire moveset. And it's Metal Man time. And the blinking in this fight in particular is part of why I added that flashing light warning. Because it's a thing. I don't know why it's here, but it is. And I don't want people to get hurt by it, so... There's extensive flashing light warnings today because of the fact that there's a lot of poorly thought out flashing in these games. I love these games, but it was really stupid that that is a thing that exists in these. I think that's fixed in the collection versions, but I don't know that for a fact, and without knowing that, I wasn't gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll just go do those. So I believe Metal Blade's good against Bubble Man, but do I want to just go buster somebody else and start somewhere else? Nah, we'll go ahead and kill Bubble Man. It's fine. I mean, Metal Blade basically kills everybody, but that's neither here nor there. Speaking of poorly thought out lighting, this background is a little hard on the eyes. I would recommend not looking directly at it. This certainly was an era, as far as lights and things went. We won't be seeing that for long, though. If I have anything to say about it. There we go. Those who were looking away because of that can look again. I would warn whenever there's a flash gonna happen, but I don't know when every flash in these is. I just remember that there's a bunch of them. And since it's also randomly cycling, I also can't really warn, oh yeah, this one's one that has lots of it until it's already on screen. So, that's a thing. Oh, no more Mega Man 2. Time for Mega Man 5, apparently. Oh no, Proto Man is full evil for some reason. Oh no. Everything is exploding. Robots do bad things. We gotta go kick robot ass. I want to say Charge Man's usually the first one in this one. He's one of the easier ones. And apparently Saribot just wants no part of doing anything today, because it still hasn't popped up. We also start with the charge on this one. I forget which Mega Man game you started having the charge all the time. And I want to say it's 3 is the first one where you have guaranteed charge. Might even be that you have charging in 2, and I'm forgetting. And not trying it. I don't remember. If there's any downside to the NES Mega Man games, it's that they all kind of run together. A little bit. Like, you can typically tell by the Robot Master list which game it is, but that's about the best way to tell. Because Mega Man is a Mega Man is a Mega Man. He's going to be a blue man who shoots bullets that look like lemons all the time. I could sit here and grind lives off of this, and I probably should, considering I'm kind of terrible. But I think we'll be fine. There's no guarantee that we will be on this long enough for it to matter. Today's stream is probably going to be relatively short. Both because I don't know how long I'll be able to handle doing this for, and because I've got a... Oh, I guess I may as well just say it. There's a birthday party going on, and I don't want to miss it entirely, but I didn't want to not do anything today as well. So I'm kind of splitting myself between the two. And that may leave both parties unsatisfied, but it was the best solution I could come up with for this one. I forget what those letters do. I know they're important for something. In the end, doesn't matter. Oh right, I can just regular shot those. Goes to show how often I've played Mega Man 5. And it won't matter now, because we're back in Snake Man. And in the other Mega Man 3. Yes, yes. I've made life choices. As I'm wont to do. Inch, inch, inch. Yeah. I just can't stop looking at Mega Man's mismatched eyes on this sprite. Nope. Can't do that in this one. I believe in the NES version of Snake Man stage you can do that, where you just inch low enough that you can just shoot those. We went into that with too little health, and I am not good enough for that. There we go. Oh yeah, I can charge in this one too. I probably should have been doing that a while ago. Oh well. Doesn't matter. It will help for fighting these though, since I can only get so many shots off. If I could get off the ground. Help. This is why riding on a snake is a bad idea. But what do you know? Remembering charge shots exist helps a lot. What do you know? You know, when you actually hit with them, that is. Hitting things tends to help with the whole actually getting rid of your enemies problem. What do you know? I'm saying that a lot, I should stop. Yeah, with good timing, these things aren't a threat. I'm not gonna say I have good timing, as it's already been demonstrated. Oh, right, it's these weirdos. The things that are not actually a threat unless you react to them incorrectly. Because they, for some reason, just chuck themselves over your head. Give me stuff, Eddie. Not the stuff I needed, buddy, thanks. Oh, back to X3. Where am I gonna go? That is the question. I can't really sit here and think about that. I gotta just go somewhere. I think I can Buster slash Tiger. We'll go that way. Once upon a time, I played these enough that I learned a Buster Duel for most of these. There was one or two I couldn't do. And I forget which ones were the problem on that. But this one I'm pretty sure I can do still. That is if we ever get there. Of course, you know, E-Tanks tend to help for... No! Well, that didn't go according to plan at all. But that's also why I wasn't gonna destroy the flyer there. Because I need him for the E-Tank. Come on. God damn it. I thought I was gonna end up on the side of him, so I jumped again and shot myself in the foot. There we go. This will be necessary for getting anything done. That'd be nice, but I don't need it. And I'm not gonna go all the way back through there again for it. These you have to shoot the spinning bit. Or just wait for it to get to the bottom and then you can shoot it too, but... I'm impatient. This may not be a speed run, but I do have a time limit. I was gonna shoot him in the hopes that he dropped more health, but eh. I'm not so committed to that I needed to do that one, considering we got those. Ignoring the fact that I got shot right afterwards, everything's fine. The point is, some of it got stored, and that's what I wanted. Worm boss. As you've already seen what this mini-boss does. That's basically its whole deal. As it goes up and down, throws spiky things at you. And as long as you're not bad at things like I am, this thing's not really a threat. It's more of a nuisance. There we go. And we're rewarded with our missing health back. And the ability to actually proceed. This would be useful if we had the armors. We don't, so it's useless. If you don't know what I mean, it'll either make sense or it won't, depending on how far along into this I get. Wow, I got shot so hard we got kicked out of that game. Okay. And in a rather significant jump, we went from 0-2 to 0-4. Just gonna keep skipping ahead because we've got a time limit. Go ahead and switch the weapons around. Do I want to use the Zero Knuckle or the gun? I'll use the Knuckle for a bit. Knuckle's fun. There's the right button. Took a second for me to get the right combination of buttons to use the Knuckle there. Because now, we can use that enemy's flamethrower. Because that's how the Zero Knuckle works. You can steal weapons off of enemies. Most enemies have a weapon you can steal. Some of them don't. But you have to kill with it to take their weapon. I'm rushing, so I'm gonna take a lot of stupid damage, but it won't matter. The stage is very easy. And for all that, on the whole, I would say the Zero series is quite difficult. It is also, in a lot of ways, far more generous than either the X series or the original series. But it's also a different design philosophy, as it was made by NT Creates, not necessarily Capcom directly. And it's first boss of this game now. The power source. So fun fact, you can just kind of stand here and keep hitting it, and you'll win. Most of the time. Sometimes you'll lose if things don't line up right. I've actually had it kill me while I was standing there. But that fight is incredibly easy, as you see there. Unless you want to try to do it without getting hit. Doing it without getting hit's kind of a pain. I'll take a rank A for just lazily charging through there. People did things. People don't want us around because we are robot. That's basically how that all boils down. They're all going to Area 0, where good things are, but bad things are gonna happen. You want to save my game? Sure. Because I'm gonna need that save for when I invariably die. Well, that complicates matters. In the distant year of Mega Man 6. I can probably do Centaur Man? Question mark? Like, if you thought I hadn't played Mega Man 5 much, I've played this one less. Yeah. I'll go First Instinct here and probably regret my life choices. I do like that they have a lot more stats and such for them in this one. It's a nice touch. Getting used to not being able to dash again. Like, that's gonna be the big thing, I think, that's gonna throw me off between the regular Mega Man games and the rest of what's in this list, is not being able to dash. I can slide, though. It's just more input required to slide than there is to dash. Considering dashing is a one input and sliding is down and jump, and only sometimes works. It's kind of weird that Centaur Man has the underwater stage. For those wondering, yes, it is the infinite height jump water as usual, which is why there's spikes on the ceiling. There we go, everything's fine. Oh, the water is above me. Yep, that makes sense. Yep, speaking of Mega Man 5, it's time for Game Boy Mega Man 5. A very different Mega Man 5. There's Staroids trying to take over the world for reasons. Mega Man's eyes are still screwed up because of the Game Boy. Mega Man now has the Mega Arm, which is just a rocket fist. There's also a cat now. Meow. It's another Mega Man game that implements the shop. I don't know who any of these weirdos are. He's got a lot of guns. I don't think fighting him first is a good idea. It started us on this one, so you know what, we'll just go with it. And just hope that that's a good answer. Mercury. Yeah, Mercury's a small planet. Maybe it'll be fine. I am gonna have to get used to the fact that I have a rocket fist that goes out and comes back now. I'm not sure why those spikes are up there. You couldn't reach them. I guess maybe if you use a power-up of some kind, you might be able to reach them by accident and die. Oh, that goes across. Okay. I thought that was gonna fall, so I was repositioning in my chair because I thought I was safe. Joke's on me. Pew, 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 pew. I was fucking around, just sliding back and forth in the air, and, that was a regret. This is going great. I clearly made the right choice of where to go. Instant death pits and spikes everywhere. And to think, I walked through here so smoothly the first time. Oh well. Everything is fine. Okay, I can get over here. Doesn't do anything. It would have only mattered if he dropped something. Just gonna dodge to the side just in case I end up hitting that by accident somehow. Curse you and your shield. Oh, okay, that still hurts me. Oh, good, it rolls away. Excellent. And we're back to 0-4 somehow. Okay. That was surprisingly convenient, and thankfully the save didn't break because it warped away right then. Now we actually have to walk away for a moment in order for the plot to progress so we can actually move forward. I have to go over here and talk to this guy. Okay, I need to do something else first. Oh right, I think I need to go talk to the guy in the lab over here first. Because he teaches us about the arm that we're using a little bit. And we can also combine those chips you saw me picking up in order to make items. The combinations are kind of picky though, and just slamming things together tends to just lead to a bunch of crap, so don't bother. Or unless you know what you're making. You know, ignoring the fact that she could have just called us to begin with. And has very frequently called us about everything forever. And now bad things are happening in Area Zero, where all of those people that don't like robots live. And despite being a robot, we're gonna go help them anyway. Because they are being invaded by evil robots. That's from Neo Arcadia. Where all bad things have come from, basically, for the most part. That is an incredible simplification of everything, but that gets the nutshell of what's going on currently. You sort it out for everybody. Moles. I actually want this. Nom 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 nom. Nom nom nom. It's not the best weapon, but it's got good reach and it's infinite. And it's just kind of funny to have grabby arm. Just go nom 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 nom. Problem with it is you are very vulnerable while using it because you can't move till he finishes going nom 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 nom. So it can be very problematic. If you're wondering, yes, that was a big shortcut I just took through a chunk there. We didn't miss anything. There really wasn't much of anything there. You can knock those spinny guys around and they'll explode on your enemies. He's done properly. Done improperly, they blow up on you, and it's just a sad day for everybody involved. There's a thing over here that I want. Those crystals will let you feed cyber elves and do one or two other things that are somewhat helpful. Gotta hold up to grab these bars. And you gotta learn that quickly because right there, where it just stopped me, it would have killed me if I didn't grab that. Hey look, it's Mega Man 1. That looks radically different than any other Mega Man game, and not in a great way. Let's go beat up Cutman. Cutman's kind of a chump. One of the differences being, as you saw there, the vertical healing items instead of them being horizontal. And the fact that there's just those random balls laying around. Which I think are meant to be the weapon energy in this one. I forget. There's also lots of these guns everywhere. Which I assume those were what later turns into Mets, probably, considering the way they work. I forget if Mets are in the first one or not. If they are, then my statement is moot. They are prevalent and they are annoying. Those orbs might literally just be score, for all I know. Since we don't have a weapon yet, there's no way to tell. Random dispenser that flings cut blades. Oh no. These guys go back and forth till they hit a wall. They can go in whatever direction they want. I believe. They also do a great job of causing slowdown by being so numerous. It's also worth noting that this is one of the ones where you can shoot through walls. My own projectiles also are going to do a great job of causing slowdown to cause me problems. I'm going to let him live because I don't feel like dealing with him. I really should have let that one live, too. Oh, well, we're back here now. Okay. Bye. All of that just for a single bullet? Okay, whatever, man. Oh, we just barely scraped through that. Give me that. These appear to be indestructible. Well, that's upsetting. Just gonna... Ow. Just gonna go, then. What do you got for me, Eddie? Thank you. Kind of funny how some designs carry over a bit, like the boat design here. You can see a lot of elements of that even in the X series. There's a bunch of boats that have a ship design like that. Shit fire. Out. Let me out. I don't want to be here. Like the artists for these games have a style and they know what they like to make. So they just made it and made it and made it and refined the way they made it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just interesting to note. And it's definitely a case of don't mess with what works as well. Okay. We're just scraping by right now. Huh. Oh, okay, there's a lower door. I was gonna say, I don't know how I'm getting there. Oh. Oh, good. From one near-death experience to another. Correct that. From one near-death experience to a death. Unfortunate. So how about grinding those lives, eh? Understood. You're not gonna give me any anymore. There was also a temptation in my mind to do one of the games with crowd control instead, but I opted that this would be more interesting on the whole. And if there was a way to do both, I would. But with the constant game switching, I think crowd control would have a meltdown. I don't think it would work. As interesting as it would be. I hate Mises to pieces. I'm just so not in the habit of sliding to avoid problems. I keep seeing so many shots I could have avoided if my brain just went, oh yeah, sliding's a thing, just a second sooner. Yeah, I gotta hit him in the head. There we go, we finally got through that. Time to go beat up Charge Man. Or more likely get beat up by Charge Man. So I seem to recall that he's not exactly super dangerous. But he does have a lot of iframes. Which makes hurting him kind of upsetting. Unless you happen to hit him in between said iframes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna die this first round here because I just kept bouncing off invulnerability. And then he keeps just walking into me, too, which I thought he was gonna keep going. Okay, good, I did have a life left. I was about to be very upset. Okay, never mind, I'm still kind of upset. But not majorly so. It's time for Mega Man X1 instead. So we've seen all 3 X games now. They've all shown up. It's also worth remembering, don't start with dashing in this one. Gotta earn that. But as a series, I do have to give Mega Man one thing, difficulty-wise, as far as credit goes, and that is the capacity to constantly be refilling your health to make up for mistakes. It gives you a lot of leeway. Oh yeah, you can't forget this level. If you've played this game, this level is stuck with you. It is possible to get yourself stuck, by the way, with these bees. And it is very unfortunate. Because there's a couple glitches with those, and it's a problem. But they're very edge case situations, and I don't think I could reproduce the experience I've had with these before. I've also ended up underneath them before, which was fascinating. But after you start this game just so many times, this is just a forever part of your brain. That's why even after having not played this for a while, I remember where most of the enemy placement is still. Like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a car there. There's gonna be an enemy right over here. There's also the car that comes at you from the back there, piece of the angle. You can also ride the cars around once you get the robot off of them, which is particularly handy in this little bit here. I got a real bad angle on that toss. I was gonna show a thing off, and now everything's gone horribly wrong, and it's back to Charge Man. Which, on the note of things going wrong, still part of what's gone wrong here. This is what I've always disliked a bit about the classic Mega Man games, is the Robot Masters just love to stand on your head. If you don't have the pattern down, they just sit on you and you lose. There's just nothing to be done about it. Because you just don't have the movement in this game to fix a situation like that. Like, I'm sure there's people that are much better at this that will disagree with me on that. And if I would just stop releasing my charge facing the wrong direction because of timing being fucky. Look at that. I try to turn around to get away from him, and he just turns around with me. And they just contact damage you to death. It's just not interesting. It's annoying. Like, I would say, out of all things, that is the one thing that the Classic series has done the most wrong. Is the Robot Master AI is super simplistic in a lot of cases. Which, you know, limitations, but, ugh. It annoys the hell out of me. It's very easy to end up just in a really shitty situation and just have nothing you can do to fix it. But it's also what makes them very cheesable as well. Hey there, Blowfish. How it goes, man? Hopefully all's well. Okay, I've got a good loop going here, finally. Where I'm not just getting screwed every time I turn around. Just die, Charge Man, die! Whew. Finally made progress somewhere. Now, I don't know if I actually wanted Charge Kick, but I knew I could at least beat Charge Man. I also don't remember who Charge Man's good against. I remember it being somebody that doesn't necessarily make sense. So I'm gonna gut instinct and say it wouldn't make sense for Charge Kick to work against Starman. We're gonna go fight Starman, why not? If I'm wrong, fuck it. Doesn't matter. Ow. Ow. Get me away from the flying rocks, please. Okay. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. I might put, like, trying to actually do one of these shufflers to completion up as, like, a sub-goal or something. Because I don't know if I'll ever convince myself to do it of my own volition. But I would probably say that the sub-goal version would be a lower count of games just to make it a little more viable. Like a shuffler of, like, all of the classic ones, or all of the X series or something. Just to make it that little bit more doable. That jump really sucks. There might be a workaround. Not counting the concept of using items that we don't have. Oh my god, get off of my head! Oh, that certainly got them off my head. We're here now. I disagree. I'm not surprised, but I still disagree. Everything is mildly concerning, with spikes right above my head. Inches from death at all times. This is my horror song. And yes, I don't have native charging in 2, because I just tried and nothing happened. That is a verification of my memory. Ah, tiny frog! No! Don't get me! Nope, back to horrifying background. Ah! My eyes! That was timing. I was not, in fact, actually blinded by it, but boy did I walk like I was, huh? Wow. That's unfortunate. So that means we're gonna have to see more of that. Oh well. Maybe we'll warp away before we get there again. Who can say? Thread the needle. Everything is fine. Eek. Nice. Let me out of here. Let me out. Let me out. Grab. Oh, you fucker. This is why there's a swearing warning today. This is gonna be a lot of that. Especially since I have these loaded in. Oh, hey, it's Bubble Man time. Well done. Let's see how well I remember how to use these things. Or, never mind, we're back here again. How do we keep ending up going between these two? Iframes for the win! And then that happened. Well. Good job, me. Way to game over on the simple part of things. I'm just gonna go back in there because I think I can do that. I just need to stop being terrible. Because all I have to do is have enough health to just iframe through it. And then I don't need to worry about that. And then no more turning into tiny death bubbles anymore. One of these days you'll die, bouncy little bastard. There we go. From the depths of hell, I stab at thee. Give me that. Thank you. Later, suckers. No, 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 no. Oh, boy. I saw it, but I couldn't move fast enough. I should have slid, but I keep forgetting sliding's a thing. My in-the-moment brain just does not acknowledge sliding, because I'm just not that used to these. There we go, that went infinitely better. And, to be honest, I have no idea why. I feel like I did the exact same thing and got different results. But I'll take it. Yes, yes, you're gonna knock me down into the spikes, but iframes saved my life. Goodbye. Yep, just gonna leave. Goodbye. I will remember you all in therapy. Farewell. You shouldn't give me the power to jump like this game. I'm just going to leave. I refuse to acknowledge your game mechanics if I can just leave. Okay, so we're at Starman with 1 life. Oh, we did actually start with the Rush Coil. Well, fuck me, I guess. Let's see if Charge Kick works. I don't think it will. I think I'm wrong, but it'd be very funny if it worked. How do I use Charge Kick? I thought pressing the button would do a thing, and nothing happened. Oh, right, it's a slide modification attack. Right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And, no. No, that didn't work. Well, can't say I'm surprised by that one. Oh, we're gonna have a bit of a long intro here, because Mega Man 01 takes a little bit longer than some of them to get going. We gotta watch Seal run for her life for a while. As all the mooks fail to do their job. Which it's interesting that they've got these actual assault rifle looking weapons that fire just regular bullets when everything else fires slow-moving projectiles. It's a weird disconnect between those. I don't know why they don't have the same kind of weapons. That's always bothered me with this whole series, because those Resistance fighters always have those guns that do nothing. You'd think they would learn at some point that these guns don't work and they need to get something else. But I guess that's all they can use as humans, maybe? I don't know. It's something that's always bothered me a little bit. There's a busted up Zero just kind of hanging out. Abandoned. Because of course there's a barrier. There's always a barrier. Plot needs to continue happening first, though, before we get to do things. Good on him for taking a handful of shots on the chin like that, though. I respect his durability, that he took a set of shots and lived. Now, it didn't work out so much the second time, but, you know, he tried. Respect the attempt. Take note of the fact that as this cutscene's proceeding, those robots are actually getting closer. Each time they switch scene in there, they did actually get a little bit closer. It's a nice little touch. Now the Cyber Elf is gonna wake up Zero, and we can actually start doing things about these problems. Where we got our arms back from, I'm not sure. Because they definitely looked broken off. I'm just gonna file it under digital magic, and we're gonna move on with our lives. We don't have our saber right now. Which, this is where my question comes from, because I have to assume, judging from the weapon we're holding, we picked this up off of one of the resistance guys, I'd assume. So why does our gun have energy bullets, and theirs just have shitty, useless bullets? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. Like, legendary Reploid or not, I don't feel like we'd somehow be able to modify a gun just by touching it. But then again, Mega Man had that weird adaptability chip thing, so maybe we have something like that. I don't know. All I know is we can actually do things, and they just forgot their guns somewhere. They just sent guys with, like, stabby swords after us in here. After the other guys. I don't know where the gun enemies went, either. That is another weird one. You probably shouldn't stand on that. Yep, that went about as expected. This place is Mega Man, you're correct. I really thought it was going to swap again, which shouldn't have been possible. We're in a slight bother here. There we go. Okay, yeah, I think the red orbs are just score. I could not come up with the word score for a second there for some reason. I don't know what happened to my brain. I think the shuffle is starting to affect it already. Which is the other reason why this is only going to be short today, because I don't want to go insane. And this whole mess is going to break me at some point. I've never understood why Mega Man is so slidey. Like, he is super slippery for some reason. Like, he has just a weird bit of momentum. Wow, those do a lot of damage. Okay. Understood. I think we're going up from here, right? I've already forgotten which room this was. I think this was the first room these guys showed up in. Well, I avoided that, but I've now set myself back to the beginning of the room. Well done. Worth it. Don't mind me as I just give Mega Man multiple concussions to get through. Everything's fine. Helmet's probably solid enough. Probably. Come on, go back over there. Thank you. Why do you move so quick when it's inconvenient? Or was it because... I think the slowdown was actually slowing down how often they move, too. I think that actually was having more of an effect than it looked like. I don't know why those cut blade throwers exist. They genuinely won't hit you unless you stand there and stare at them like an idiot. At which point, I feel like you might deserve that, because... I don't know what else to tell you. It's also very weird to me how in just about every Mega Man game, your health bar is weirdly cut off at the top. Notice how there's not a black outline on the top of it? Almost every single one of those has that weird cutoff. And of course I point out a thing and we get warped away. Hey, to fight an ostrich. Yeah, pretty much the only attack he hits me with consistently is that vertical attack that he's doing here. Because I forget where the positioning is for it a lot. Especially since he tries to land on you after it as well. But as you can see, this is a very easy fight. He's kind of a joke. And to think, as a kid, I actually had a hell of a time beating him at all. Because I never understood what I needed to do to avoid half of those. Okay. Because, you know, as dumb kids, a lot of us made stupid mistakes in understanding basic patterns. That's just how it is. Pretty much my only goal for today is how many stages in any of these can I actually beat. And so far, we've gotten 3? Because I've beaten Metal Man, I beat Charge Man, and now I've beaten Overdrive Ostrich. I forget who this is effective against. I think it's actually Wire Sponge that's good against. It's either Wheel Gator or Ostrich that's good against Sponge. And I feel like Wheel Gator is good against somebody else. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So I know it's one of the cutting moves that defeats Wire Sponge. And I'm pretty confident it's Overdrive. Because Wire Sponge is also frequently the one I do second. So I'm just scraping the various separated bits of memory together, like, okay, that all makes sense. Get used to weather effects in this stage. Because that's how this whole area works. I hit the wrong button. There we go. It wouldn't swap back off for some reason either, which confused me for a second. Because habit kicked in from playing the Zero series a lot, and then a lot more recently than this as well. So my brain went, oh yeah, I need to hit L to dash, which is incorrect. And the slight push from the rain is what caused me to miss that jump, because you can do that. You can grab that ledge. It's just very finicky, and I should have just went at it from the other end. I also should have dashed on that jump, like a smart person, instead of just jumping to my death like a moron. It's fine. Just means we go right back in there. That is also arguably the most dangerous part of that entire stage, by the way, is just getting past the rainy section. Everything else is pretty cakewalky around here. It's just those spikes will keep killing you. Or at least they kept killing me, and they will continue to do so. Until I readapt. There we go. Yeah, because I want to say I can jump up and left from here and make it up there. But it's not going to matter, because we're back to Mega Man 1. I knew I was going to end up getting shuffled away into an awkward spot at some point. That is not the awkward point I expected. I don't know. I still don't know why Seribot still hasn't made its usual starting pop-up either. A little concerned about that one. But I know my chat's working because I've seen people talking to me. So I don't know. Life is confusing these days. Oh, life has always been confusing, just right now, Twitch is extra confusing. Also, yes, there was in fact a set of traps right before the Robot Master in this one. Because they didn't yet have the rule of the Robot Master transition room being safe. I'm gonna die this first go-around against him, I think, too. Unless I really get my act together. Which I didn't. I thought he was gonna jump, which jumping over him wouldn't work for that anyway. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, they basically just put a set of guns in here to drain your health right before fighting Cutman, which is kind of a dick move. With his attack rate, I think I literally could just stand here and shoot him to death. I also can knock him back, so I really should... Yeah, I should have just done that in the first place. Just bully him into a corner. I didn't account for the fact that I had decent knockback versus him. So we have Cut Boomerang now. That's also 4 stages beaten. Cutman was either good against Gutsman or Bombman. I don't remember which. Or was it... I genuinely don't remember, because I'm pretty sure it's Fireman beats Iceman, Iceman beats Electman, Electman beats Gutsman? Gutsman was the one to beat Cutman, which would leave Cutman beating Bombman. Unless I've got my entire order buggered, which is entirely possible. We'll find out. So I want to say Bombman's the one you use against Gutsman. But I may also be barking up the wrong tree entirely, like I said. Because it's been very long since I've played this at all, and I've certainly never beaten this, because... I've actually never sat down and beaten any of the classic Mega Man games, because I tend to get frustrated with them before I finish them. For kind of obvious reasons, I would think. Yep, I knew I was gonna die on that one. I don't know why I thought that was okay. Ah, finally! The extra. Demon's Crest. It is both a Capcom game and a game that operates under some similar aspects to the Mega Man series. Which is why I added it. And I just really wanted to play this game. So, it is here. I've waffled about streaming this game many a time, because I've beaten it already, and I don't know how many people would actually want to watch it by itself. I've also debated going back and playing the games that come before this, the 2 Gargoyles Quest games, since they are connected. Not like in a plot connection way, but they are related. Come on. Come get me. Oh no. He's gonna throw fireballs at me now. And now you can just catch this thing in a loop. Because every time it gets hit, it reels back and starts its animation over again. Occasionally he'll get a fireball off at height, because I'll be too high too often. But that's the end of dealing with him for the moment. Because we can escape. Fuck your door. Oh, time to go. Oop. Or not. He's not done with us yet. What's the matter? Too big to fit through the door? What a shame. Firebrand can fly indefinitely. He just can't gain height. He can only fly side to side. But That's also a perfect way for us to just knock his head off and move on. Do note that picking that up extended our health by 1. It's kind of important. We can also break things in the background using our head. There's not a lot of reason to break a lot of the statues in this stage, but it's good practice to break everything in the background, because there are a couple times where it does actually come in handy, I seem to recall. And you know, vandalism is satisfying. We also got a piece of vellum. That allows us to scribe a spell that we can use as the game progresses. We don't have access to that right this moment, but just keep that in mind for the future. And now it's time for the first real boss fight. Bonk. Oh no! I have upset a fellow gargoyle by smacking his statue with my forehead. You missed me. What you gonna do now? Oh no, feathers. You missed. You missed again, genius. Fantastic marksman you are there, buddy. As you can see, this is not much of a fight either. If this fight goes on for a while, he will actually turn into a statue, and you have to knock him out of statue form to continue the fight. And to end the fight, you smash his statue, and he is destroyed. Getting us another health extension. Why they start you by giving you 2 health extensions back-to-back in the prologue of the game, I don't entirely understand. I feel like they could have just given me the 6 health and not had that be a thing. But you know, it's nice to reward the player for actually surviving the fights, I guess. Which is funny. That was another fight I actually had a hell of a time with when I first played this. And it's all because I just did not process the concept of, hey, dodge the feathers, stupid. But back to robot-on-robot violence. And how true a statement that's gonna end up being. Bang, bang, crash. Oh no, it's a giant robot! Because as is tradition, there's gotta be a giant robot fight to start off one of these games. Yeah, basically just platform decently to stay near the head and just keep attacking. And you'll get through this one just fine. Especially if he misses you entirely with the missiles like he just did there. That attack is actually somewhat dangerous, and can kill you if you're not careful. And I got slightly too greedy and actually died, like a fool. But I also went into that with next to no health, so it's not shocking. That is gonna hurt our rating, and that rating you get at the end of stages in the Zero series is actually somewhat important. Because you have to beat the bosses with a certain rating to unlock certain parts of the game. Not necessarily actual areas, but there are certain features you do not get in some of them at the very least, if you do not do well enough. Like, I think it's the first one where you don't unlock certain abilities and bonuses if you don't beat the bosses with a certain rating. I think it's the EX chips that are tied to getting the highest rank possible on the stage before it. Yeah, we got knocked down a rating. That's fine. We became a perfect edge instead. Huh? Suddenly we're in the Game Boy. We went back down a generation. Actually, I suppose with the Game Boy Color existing, it would technically be 2 generations of Game Boy, wouldn't it? To get to the Game Boy Advance. I knew I was getting set up for failure there. I didn't know how yet, but I knew I was getting set up for failure. Game over, yeah. We've learned this stage now. So, we can do this. I just need to stop being an idiot. Which, I know, big ask for me, but it'll be fine. Maybe it's charge shots from up there that would work. I should have checked. Oh well. Excellent. Everything is fine. Ow. You know, everything is fine as I get shot in the face. I meant to disengage from the ladder after that first shot, but you know how these inputs can be. Nope, doesn't quite reach. I'm still like 90% sure you can do that in the NES Snake Man stage. And just completely avoid dealing with the mechanic there entirely. Maybe you need a weapon to do it, though. Maybe that's what I'm remembering. I know I respawned him, but I wanted the health. Please give me more health. Thank you. Please don't break my arm. There we go. Got past that without getting obliterated. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I should have killed them first. Or at the very least waited at all. But Brain just went, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. What'll go wrong? Ow, ow, ow. Pain, misery, why? That's what went wrong. And joke's on you if you thought those things ever actually leave. Eggman's charge shots in this are so narrow. They're just weird fireballs. What that in a second. And Mega Man didn't grab the ladder. Thanks for that. Thanks for the follow, Key Van Gamer 12. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to my own personal hell that I've decided to put myself in. There were no goals involved or anything. This is just me deciding to be an idiot. And we're going to die again. I want that E-Tank, but not badly enough to... You know, hindsight being 2020, I should have known that that was a bad idea as well. Oh well. We're going elsewhere anyway. This was Centaur Man, I think? Yeah. This is gonna end poorly with 2 health left. Especially as he just walks into me and I die. Way to go, May. Way to react to him charging at you. Oh no, he teleported. Oh, right. His shots hit the wall and spread. He can also paralyze you. With a flashing light. Which is why we're getting him out of the way now. So we don't have to deal with the flashing light till the boss rush, which I probably won't see. So far we're winning the damage race. Which is why I was willing to just buster this one, because I was pretty confident that since his whole thing was just stopping you in place, that we could take that. Now we don't need to worry about that flashing light from him anymore. And that's also 5 stages total out of this shuffler that we've beaten, I think, now? Across 5 different games? Actually, no, because... Didn't we get through one of the 0 stages as well? I've already lost count. I don't even know why I'm keeping count. It doesn't matter. Now... I don't know who beats who in this one at all. Horses eat grass. Boom, plan. I don't even know. Just making shit up. Doesn't matter. Goddamn robo grasshoppers. Don't have the capacity to break that, which also tells me I'm probably barking up the wrong tree, because I'm pretty sure it's actually Napalm Man that's probably the one that beats Plant Man, because that would just make sense. But I'm just kind of winging it, because it genuinely doesn't matter with the shuffler in play. Success was never going to happen completely with any of these anyway. Oh, nice, an E-Tank. And off to Game Boy Mega Man 2 instead. I mean, when in doubt, Metal Man. And this is a very different stage than the Metal Man that we just dealt with. It's full of spikes and hate. Which, you know, that's nothing new. This is the one I did in testing for the Game Boy set of these. So I actually know what I'm getting into here, and boy is it not great. Especially when I bump into those like an idiot. Way to go, me. I might actually try to grab a heal from these drills. Keyword being try, as they drop me nothing. Well. Wait, yes! It's being guarded. They're just gonna keep spawning on it. No! Damn it. I'm not surprised by this occurring, but I'm unhappy. I am unsurprised, but upset. Come on now. Well, this is going well. I had this down in testing, and I'm just screwing it all up now. To no one's surprise. Oh wow, that is an awful tone for the healing noise. Like, the healing noise was already mildly upsetting in these to begin with, but boy, that tone they chose for this version is a thing. I'm gonna need something to heal my ears after that. It's okay, we're still alive. Everything's fine. Okay. Everything is fine. Oh no, Game Boy Mets. Ah! Would you kindly die? Ideally without killing me. Hello? Yep, that's what I was afraid of, is I had to approach him, and I could not get him to raise up. Suddenly back to Mega Man X. Depending on where you are in this fight, you can just ride one of those cars as you take care of the other cars. Or in this case, I could just stand on that one. Which I keep forgetting I blow it up when I fire. The charge shop is wide enough that it hits it. You done spawning those yet? Yes, you are. Good. Now, this is a fight you have to lose, so this is why I didn't care about taking hits. At least I think this is the one you lose, or is it the other one that you have to lose? Wait, yeah, you are meant to lose here as well. Because as in X3, here comes Zero to save the day. He looks like a bird when he tilts his head up like that, though. That sprite just looks a little odd. You still suck, X. You need to get better first. Then you can do things. Let's see. I'm gonna go to Chill Penguin first, as you would expect, because I want to go get the dash boots. Because it is pain and misery without dash boots. Which, there are people that go out of their way to beat this game with no armor, no anything, and I tip my hat to those people, but no thank you. Not me, boss. I will use the tools I'm provided. I could sit here and farm these bats for everything I could ever desire, but honestly, I don't need to. I may be rusty as all get out, but I should be able to get through Chill Penguin without needing a pile of extra lives or anything. That is, of course, if we even get to the end of this before it shuffles me away again. Which, considering it took me a little bit to get to Vile, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we're probably not gonna get to the end of this stage before we shuffle away. But we'll at least get the dash boots, because they're right here. Right in the middle of the room. You basically can't miss these. You'd have to climb over the pod to refuse the dash boots. Which I think is possible. I think people have done it. I am not going to. But I'm gonna test to see if it is possible, just to show that concept off. Now you actually can't fit through there. Well, like I was saying, we were gonna shuffle away before we get to Chill Penguin. Now Mega Man 3. I could go beat up Top Man right away, but I'm actually gonna do Snake Man just because we're doing Snake Man in the other appearance he has already anyway. And it'll be very amusing to me to shuffle from Snake Man to Snake Man. Oh yeah, we don't have charge shots still. So, I guess it was 4 that you have default charging? I remember nothing. Ah! I really should have cleaned these out, but it was funnier to let them chase me. Ow. There we go. Everything is fine. Oh yeah, that means it couldn't possibly be charge shots from the top of the ladder, though, because we can't charge. Huh. These are actually a lot more dangerous. But there's ground to stand on over here, so it's not as bad in some ways. There we go. So I suspect the returns of those are not going to have any ground to stand on that isn't wiggling. Which, it's funny just how much the music from the classic series lives rent-free in my brain, for all that I've not beaten any of them. It's good music. That's probably the fact that it shows up so much everywhere. Like, being remixed and all of that, just all over the internet. It's probably why it's so stuck in my brain. Now, if I could just do a better job, that'd be great. You know, could I just do that? Thanks. Oh, great. Bubble Man. Which means Metal Man. Now, for those that don't know, Metal Man's metal blades can be thrown in any direction. And they're incredibly cheap to use, and they do stupid damage to most things. So there was Bubble Man, and he's gone now. Bubble Man kind of gets the shaft, and it just is what it is. I now have bubbles. The ability no one really wants, but, well, we have it. Bubble, I think is what I need for Heat Man, but I don't know if I want to do Heat Man's stage right now. I might try to break away and do somebody else's stage just so I don't have to deal with the Heat Man blocks. No, fuck it, I'll fight him. I don't care. It'll be fine. Worst case, I'll just die indefinitely in there and we'll shuffle away and everything will be fine. I'm not a coward. I am an idiot, but I'm not a coward. Timing! Again, not intentional timing. I swear. I say something stupid, and then stupid things happen. That's just how it goes. It's fine. It's fine. Just keep jumping. Just keep jumping. Tank the hit. Get me through there. Jump for your life, Mega Man. You little blue bastard. If you would jump up there, Mega Man, that'd be great. Thanks. Doesn't matter. Of course it was directly over my head. Well, we're here now. Funny I mention X3 and then back here we end up. Very much a case of... Okay. I was gonna say, very much a case of I hope I'm remembering which direction I was facing when we got here. But, you know, it's also a Mega Man game. You're going to be going to the right. There's not a lot of thought process there that much. At least I think I'm going the right way. Yep, there's spikes here. This is the correct direction. But you'll notice those spikes don't kill you. Crazy, I know. You can definitely tell which series I'm more used to. I also remembered that this was up here. It doesn't give you a lot more health, but every little bit helps. Time to buster a tiger. Oh boy. Let's see how well I remember his pattern. I'll give you a hint. Probably not great. I also gotta remember he blocks. That's gonna be the big thing for fighting him, is the fact that he has a block. He does. You gotta catch him when he's bouncing, if you don't have his weakness. Alright, he does 2 middle shots. Okay. Tries to slice and dice you. You can also do those from the wall. This first round I'm probably gonna lose just as I remember how he does his thing. Do I have a life left? I do, okay. So I'm not gonna burn the tank is why I wanted to check that. I'm timing all of those horribly wrong. As soon as I paused, I threw off all of my own tempo, and I knew I was shooting myself in the foot doing that, but I needed to check. Okay, with full health, I should be able to take him. I just need to play it relatively smart. Oh, you're shooting immediately, though, you fucker. Missed it. Why did I... sometimes I wonder about my brain. Yeah, keep shooting from up there. I like it when you shoot from up there. I can hit you when you're doing that without getting hit as badly. Ah! I keep thinking he's gonna actually make a different move, and then he just goes back in that corner again. I meant to hold myself there. That one was my own fault. So I'm like, okay, I'll run to the right, and he'll drop down in the middle to try to hit me. Nope, he never went for it. I've really got to stop trying to 5-head this fight. It's just going to keep blowing up in my face. I don't know what you thought you were going for there, buddy. Okay, now he's getting all slash happy, and it's throwing off everything I want to do. This is so far a very shameful display of athleticism on my part. Especially since I keep screwing up the shot timing and throwing it the wrong way. This is not going to make a damn lick of difference. Yeah, it bought me 1 hit, which is not going to be sufficient for my power needs because I've made too many mistakes. I'm upset. I'm upset with myself. That is not that hard a Buster Duel. I just overthought it so many times that I just threw the whole thing out the window. Well, doesn't matter. We're back in Game Boy hell. Joyous day. I couldn't get control quick enough there. And I keep going just a pixel too early on that. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. That's why I went to push it, but I knew I wasn't gonna make it either way. Yay! Wasting all my health again. Joyous day. The growing impatience is the other reason why this is only gonna be like a 3-hour mess today. This is going to make a return at some point. I'm just gonna make adjustments and such to make it a little more coherent, I think, if there's gonna be an actual attempt to do all of whatever I put in it. This was just the acid test to see how well I could handle all of them, and the answer is not. Which, as I said at the start of this, I knew I wasn't going to be able to handle all of them. I have insufficient experience with the classic series to be confident enough to be like, yeah, I'll just fly through a lot of this. Yeah, I don't have any items yet, so how do I exit this menu? Please, allow me out. There we go. Because it was not just press start again, but I think it was because I was on the EN thing down at the bottom right. Which I think was the energy tanks, but we don't have any, so it didn't know what to do when I pressed the button there. Of course, we make it here with no lives left. But I guess, you know, at least we made it to Game Boy Metal Man. Which I theoretically could probably still buster him down. As long as I just time my jumps reasonably well. I say as I promptly get my timing all kinds of wrong. I keep hitting my head on the other one. But as you can see, he's not quite the same as his NES counterpart. So if I can just keep him in this loop. Nope. Ugh. Part of that was eaten inputs, because Game Boy is Game Boy. I had such a good loop going there, and we could have made it work, and then I timed one shot just slightly wrong, and it all tilted from there. For those who don't know, he does a lot of everything he does, actually, yeah. Just everything, based on what you do. It initially seemed like his timing was different in how he reacts to what you do than the NES one, but no, I think it is actually more or less the same, just it's Game Boy funkiness causing it to be a problem. Not him actually reacting any differently. But of course, I panicked a little bit because my health was already in shambles and I had no lives when we got there. And it's not gonna be that much better when we get there this time, probably. Considering I cannot get through that part without throwing a lot of health away. Which is sad, because in testing, I did actually manage to get through that just fine. And you just don't have the power to kill those gears consistently. And that's just a dick move right there. Spawning and immediately getting hit by that. Oh hey, the only Zero game that hadn't shown up yet. Hey Flora, how's it going? Quickly switch that. Yeah, so far it's going alright. About as expected with the amount of death happening. Is with me being greedy with how I've designed this idea. That's not a surprise. We've still managed to get through a few stages, so I'm happier than I could have been. Well, you know, I don't want to overdo Ember Knights, honestly. And since I wasn't reliably getting reactions from it, that people wanted to try it or anything, I wasn't going to keep pushing on it right now. I'll save that for when I can actually guaranteed get people on board ahead of time. Bad things are happening to people and we're just going to move right along because the shuffler's going to take us away. Hopefully you had a good nap, Flora. I mean, I'm not even worried about getting a 4th, necessarily. Just anybody's at all when I'm streaming, it would be grand. Because aside from us who have already been playing it, I haven't managed to get anybody to actually commit to doing anything yet. And that's not a complaint, that's just, this is the fact of current situation. Which, I'm not surprised that that happened, because the following for the game on Twitch is actually rather small. So the reaction to it as a whole really wasn't particularly strong. So that part didn't shock me. What I should have done was, rather than using the stream as a vehicle to draw people, I should have just continued what I started doing. I don't know about that one. Because it definitely started off very popular when the early access first came out. A lot of people did like it. Just it never, like, gained major traction, and I think it might actually be as much an advertising thing as anything, really. I don't think a lot of people noticed that the game existed. People are getting their ass kicked by giant flying Robo Knight. Things are happening. I mean, that would be the easy way, because then I can reliably get people that have no money to get it, because I can just give them a copy. Because that's, as usual, part of the problem, is none of the circle has money. I had no health, so there was no way that fight was going to end favorably. I forgot just how jarring the Yoku blocks in this one were. Oh god. I didn't have a choice on that one, he was underneath me. I could break through this if I had bombs, but I don't. God damn you! And these are spawned just right to make this a major pain in the ass. But it's fine, we'll make it through. You know, I really shouldn't say things. Get used to hearing that sound in your nightmares. I really should have come here with a decent weapon of some kind for dealing with these goddamn bastards. This is why there's a profanity warning today, because there's gonna be a lot of swearing. I'm reaching that point. Because, like, I could Metal Blade all of these, but it would be such a... Well, Metal Blades are super cheap. I should really just use them. Because as you notice, the meter on it barely moves when I use them. Because you can fire, like, 3 or 4 of them before they actually cost you anything. And with how prolific energy recharges are in this game, I really shouldn't worry about it. There we go. This isn't the hard part yet, either. The hard part comes when they start going in sequence. See, this is where the hard part begins. Is they've gone, okay, you've learned the mechanic, now suffer. The waiting is always the worst part for me, as is tradition. Like, what? I have to wait for something to happen? No, I must go now. And then failure. I just want to be through here. I don't want to sit around and waste my time, because the shuffler is going to take me away. You know, I did not intend to be right about that sentence so quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna die here. Alright, Flora. You're not gonna miss much at the rate I'm beating my head against the wall. Because we're currently up against a lot of bad situations that the shuffler is gonna keep putting me in now. Also, take note of the fact that I destroyed the first of those golems. I have to do it again, because there was no checkpoint on that golem. I think that golem I died on is actually the checkpoint, from what I remember. What I should actually be doing is using the Buster, even though it's not as fun. It's a lot smarter. And at the rate I'm going, smarter is going to be the way. You know, if I actually position like I have more than 2 brain cells, it would be a lot safer anyway. This is why this is a short stream, because I'm just going to fall apart in the next, like, hour or so, probably. Yeah, it's more or less unavoidable as far as the close range one goes, but as long as he does the widespread a decent amount, we'll kill him before he kills us. That's how I've usually handled that. I know there's a better way to handle it, but the better way is a pain in the butt, and I just can't be bothered. I'm not here for high ratings, I'm here to just get through. Fucking birds. Picking up a bunch of cyber elves. They aren't going to help us anytime quick, though. Yes, those are corpses the birds are eating. You just don't question it too much. Robo nature is a thing. Yep. Back here, Mega Man 5. Oh no, Monkey Bot's going to punch me in the face. And then he blew up. Oh right, this is Mega Man 6. I'm in Plant Man stage, right? Okay. It took me a second to remember where I was and why I was dealing with what I was dealing with. Because it had been a little bit since this one rotated back around. It's very easy to lose track of what is happening when you're shuffling between, I think it's like 16 games, something like that. Because I am an idiot and thought that that was a grand idea. Oh no, Monkey Bot round 2. And we're dead. With the amount of health I had, that was fairly inevitable. I could have avoided it, but it really doesn't matter. I will say, I had honestly expected to get more frustrated with these classic Mega Man games before this point. Especially with how much time we've been spending with them compared to what I expected out of the Shuffler. Then again, my expectations for the Shuffler have been completely incorrect today. Usually I'm fairly on point with how the Shuffler is going to roll things around. This time, no, I was completely wrong. Usually the Shuffler has a much crueler sense of humor about its timing. Please die. Hey, die. Well. Oh hey, one of the classic ones that hadn't shown up yet. I think we've seen almost all of them now. Let's start with Dustman. Why not? We'll go beat up a vacuum. Well, this is off to a great start. I really thought I was gonna get knocked the other way, forgetting that knockback in these is based on your facing, not based on where you got hit. But yeah, basically every single pit's gonna have one of those little bastards in it. So that's the thing. I say as I immediately forget the same thing I just said. Why am I like this? I know why, but still. I say as I do the same stupid thing again anyway. So I got so focused on what was chasing me that I'm like, I need to get away from those, so I'll jump over this hole. This is why limitations were in place on this idea. Because I am getting very tired already. There's only so much I can sustain. Rain, please stop getting distracted every time you're about to jump over those holes. You know better. But my mind wanders the second I get there, every time. It's so frustrating. Like, it is the most frustrating because of the fact that I know better. But I keep seeing an empty space and going, oh yeah, I'm gonna make it this time. Whack, dead. This is why we can't have nice things. And this is also why it doesn't matter if you kill them sometimes, because sometimes it'll spawn one, and then you jump over and you're fine. And other times it'll just keep spawning them for some reason. I'm going somewhere else before I continue to make an ass of myself. We're going elsewhere. Sure, Toadman, why not? Toadman, I remember being a fairly easy fight. The stage is kind of annoying, just like all of these will be, but he himself won't be much of a problem. I thought it was shuffling away, but apparently it just was having a moment. Okay. So many birds. Ah. Oh, good. From one awful nightmare to another. Joyous day. The thing is, none of this is particularly hard either. I'm just getting so frazzled at this point, because I've overloaded myself, that I'm making horrible, stupid mistakes. And I knew I was overdoing it by making it have this many. But that's fine. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna be able to squeeze under him quite that well. But it's worth a try. As long as I get to Metal Man with this extra life, so I can fight him with full health, we'll get through. Because I'll have to make really, really idiotic mistakes to lose to Metal Man with full health. I say knowing full well that I've now summoned that concept into existence. This should also remove any notion people have of me being that good at things. 'Cause I'm not. I have my limitations, and I have definitely pushed them today. It'd be great if I actually, you know, got that timing back again. That'd be wonderful. Sort of. Sort of. As long as I keep getting favorable trades, this'll be okay. Got him. Didn't even need that other life. So that's 1 Maverick and 4 Robot Masters, I think? Look over there, Rush. A better game. Somewhere in that direction. Now, I don't know who's weak to what in this version of things, considering there's only 4 of them. And we're back here, okay. There's also a mild screw-up I had with how I set the controls for these various emulators, by the way. So whenever it goes back to NES, I actually have to flip where my hands are a little bit on the controls. Hang on, I scratched my eye as well. I basically have to go 1 button to the right instead of a button to the left, like I have most of the rest of them set up for. On the bright side, jump is always jump. Jump is always bottom button. Shoot just ends up either on the left or the right, depending on whether it's the NES ones or not. So that's been throwing me off now and then, which is why sometimes you'll see me just jump around in front of something wildly, accomplishing nothing. Wondering why I'm not firing. Because I've made choices. And I easily could have fixed it, I just didn't. Oh, I see, I have to hit him when his eyes are open. Understood. Well, this is such a great threat now, isn't it? You know, one of these days, I won't say something that gets me immediately shot in the back. I'm getting impatient now because this thing's taking forever to die. There we go. Don't mind the fact that Mega Man ignores gravity. He pays very little attention to the laws of reality or humanity. He just does what he wants. Oh, good, we have to do another one of these, and the waterfall reduces my jump. Isn't this fun, everybody? I knew I was SOL on that one. I needed to be further to the right for timing purposes on those bombs. Because I want to be relatively close so I can get more shots on the eyes to end this quicker. But it also doesn't help that it's at the extreme height of your jump. Because they knew what they were doing. They knew that this was going to take a lot of your time, and ideally for them, a lot of your health to kill these things. Yay! Are we having fun yet with this fight? I know I'm not. Bloody hell. Great. Great. How much would I bet... Oh, wait. The screen doesn't transition at that point, so maybe that is a checkpoint. We're gonna find out in a second anyway. Nope, it's not a checkpoint, because why would it be? You have to fight Tedium Snail every time. Yay. Oh, now the charging's working. I literally tried that when I arrived here, and it just was not playing ball for some reason. But I think things are just freaking out a little bit, and BizHawk's not doing the best job of surviving what I'm doing. Because it's always been a little bit of a janky setup for me for some reason. And I know a few other people have had issues with BizHawk as well, and things just not running well, even though it's not taking much in the way of resources at all. It's just kind of a iffy running emulator to begin with. Sadly, BizHawk's the only way the shuffler works. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother with this mess anymore. But its capacity to use tools is also why it's usually the speedrun setup as well, as far as I'm aware. Supposedly, it was also set up for accuracy to the hardware as well, but I don't know if I believe that. Nope, didn't make it. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. Get me out of here. Time for Worm! And once again, I give the input from to turn and fire, and he fires before turning. Fucking yay. It was too close. I couldn't... Ah! Of course you chose to go to the middle again. Why wouldn't you? I'm actually gonna die to the worm boss like a moron. Joyous day. You know, I didn't mean that that was actually gonna happen. Could I just stop fumbling literally everything, please? That'd be great. My god. Like, I've just fallen apart, and I don't know why. Like, I don't feel like I've been pushing myself that much with this, that I'd be falling apart this hard. Just the last couple shuffles have just been a shameful display Fucking dragonflies. Come on. I would like to move on. Thank you. Okay, good. We can charge our E-Tank a little bit. Because apparently I'm gonna need it, because I'm just making an ass of myself today. It doesn't help that I keep forgetting that double tapping the direction also dashes, which I kinda hate. Because it makes doing small adjustments very, very difficult, because you just end up dashing like an idiot instead. I prefer just using the button to dash. Of course. Oh, this fight in particular is where I got sent back to, huh? Well, that's not ideal. Because we've basically lost this. Because I have no health, I don't know how to fight him, because I've not had time to sit there and figure that out, because we got shuffled away right when I learned that the charge kick doesn't work on him. And it was just a whole thing. So if it doesn't work on that, what the hell would charge kick... Sure, let's try Gravity Man, why not? He might sit still enough that I can charge kick him. Which, as you might have imagined, gravity is the gimmick here. What do you know? It's almost like it says it right on the tin or something. Crazy, I know. Okay, the chain doesn't actually hurt you. I expected to run into it, take damage, and I was just gonna bully through it. Turns out not so much. There we go. Go away, you big bully. So you're saying I have to jump just far enough to make it to the gravity transition without a problem. Got it. Nice, got the M. Didn't we pick up an M in another stage already? I guess we do need 2 M's because Mega and then Man. It is very weird climbing a ladder upside down. Oh, that was quick. Let's see if this works at all. I can't help but feel that this won't because of the fact that we're never on the same side as him. Yeah, because it cancels the charge kick, so this was absolutely incorrect. But this might not be a bad Buster Duel, considering he just keeps flipping back and forth and then occasionally shooting. I just need to get better alignment, which, at this point, I've done fucked up. It was impossible to get a good angle there. Or after the initial confusion, it was just all wrong. Hopefully I can do better this time, but we're clearly in the wrong place again. So it's gonna be a timing game of, can I actually hit him with a shot? Which is gonna involve predicting when he actually flips, which is gonna be a crapshoot, because I'm gonna be spending half my time trying to get distance from him again. This is not a Buster Duel I should be doing at all. Just kill me. Oh, good, and this is one of the few times I actually have a decent amount of lives, too. Of course. Of course. Oh, good. We're free of that hell. Excellent. Not that this is a better situation, as demonstrated there, but I'll take it over sitting there watching myself die to that fight over and over again. We're actually gonna leave here because I've already proven to myself that that's the incorrect answer, because Flame Man's the answer to that. Blizzard Man probably beats Flame Man. Wind Man might be... I mean, there's a chance that it goes the other way around. Flame Man beats Blizzard Man. And Tomahawk Man might be the answer to Plant Man. For some reason, I remember there being an interaction between these two, and I just don't remember which way around it goes. Fuck it. We just have Centaur Flash, so I can't break that. You pull a fresh spear down rather quickly. And, do I have Rush Coil in this reality? I do not. Yep. It's just bombs being dropped on my head, of course. Yep, you're gonna keep bombing me. And we're dead. Yay. Oh, and of course we're all the way back here. Of course. Of course. I will certainly revisit this idea, I just think today may have been the wrong day for it. But I also planned for this being short today, which is why the experiment works out. Just, you know, the amount it is kicking me in the teeth is a little unfortunate. Oh great, now I've got a weather alert of some kind. Joyous day. Because that's what I need right now. So I'm sure it's just going to tell me there's a severe storm coming. Considering the headache I have, I wouldn't be surprised if that's true. No, it's actually useless shit, because sometimes the weather app decides to tell me about things happening out in the middle of nowhere in the world that I don't have any reason to care about right now. If you ever wanted to see somebody die to almost every newbie trap in a Mega Man game, well, good news, you're gonna see it here today. And now for Game Boy Mega Man 4. Which apparently hadn't shown up yet, which I did not realize. I think this is the only one that hasn't shown up yet. Ah, yeah, this is where he first made the machine that makes stuff using chips. I'll go get you a can of Pringles, Dr. Light. It'll be fine. Toadman's back, Ringman's back, Pharaoh Man, and... No, it's not Flash Man. I forget which one that is. Doesn't matter. I do like the little graphic they have at the bottom for each of these. Sure, Ringman, why not? Oh, that's a lot of flashing. Why have you done this? Okay, Ringman stage has weird gravity. Got it. Either that or this particular one. Yes, this is one of the Game Boy and Mega Man games. Specifically, this one's 4, as is shown at the bottom of the stream. It's been a little bit, Chris. How you doing? Just having a little bit of a time, because I've been putting myself through the ringer today, and I was already tired. So, not the best idea. Well, this is gonna get tedious, isn't it? And now I missed the jump. Joyous day. Time to waste everybody's time, climbing 7 miles again. Nice. I am already getting real sick of this stupid bridge here. Because it waits till I step on it, but I can't get good timing with it because of this goddamn cannon that's sitting here, and we have no room to move. These Game Boy Mega Man games kinda suck. I'm just gonna say it. They kind of upset me. Thank you. That is one of many designs I have for it at this point. This one, of course, befitting what I'm doing today. I still want to make the live 2D model better and make it move more. But for now, the reactive PNG will do just fine. Well, it's not even really a reactive anymore, it's more than that, but it does not matter. The details on that are irrelevant. Not dying is currently the important part. For the love of God, please. Stop screwing up the timing. Thank you. Mega Man, it would be great if you just grabbed the fucking ladder. Mixed results on that. Nothing major bad, just like piles of mild inconveniences all stacking together. Nothing worth complaining about, just one of those things where it's like, I'm just tired. Kinda like this exact situation right here, where I keep climbing a ladder, just get knocked back down the ladder again. That's actually a pretty accurate estimate of life right now, I would say. That's a lot more than 3. And I honestly don't even know what I'm meant to do about him. The only thing I can think of is climb up fast enough to hit him before he gets there, but doing that's a crapshoot too. Like, it seems like they just tightened everything down in these to be worse than the NES games were. Okay, it is possible to do that, it's just very tight. And I want that E-Tank, but not badly enough to try to deal with that. couldn't outrun that. I should have tried the slide, but again, I'm not in the mindset of slide because I'm so used to the X games and Zero games where you can dash, which makes these games a lot more tolerable because you actually have a movement option to react to the fuckery. Instead of, oh yeah, you're just plodding along and hoping you don't die. That's always been a bone of contention for me with the classic series. Just don't have a means of reacting to a lot of the shit they pull on you until you start getting some master weapons in hand. So you just end up having to sit there and just keep sucking it up until you get there. It's very much a knowledge game on top of getting the tools. And you know what? Who doesn't have that knowledge? This guy, because I've never played this one in particular, ever. There we go. That's exactly what I mean, though. Literally just one slide gets me through that. But I didn't think of it because I'm not used to having to rely on it. And now we're back to having died to Gravity Man. We're gonna have to waste time dying to him a few times to get out of this situation. Unless I somehow manage to Buster Duel him, because I made an incorrect choice. It would really be nice if these controls were just a little better. Just the tiniest bit better. Because there's just a certain response time that I'm not getting that I need. And there's this shit again that I was talking about, where these old Robot Masters just want to hump your face the whole time and piss you off. Hi, Tiny. You're catching me when I've already gotten a little sick of this game's shit. But we're here. I finally at least managed to hit the rat bastard a couple times. How you doing, Tiny? As you can see, I'm approaching my limit as I expected to be with how this plan was going to work out. We've managed to get through a few Robot Masters and one Maverick, but just... ugh.
I started blasting. Bang! Bang! Well, I don't see so good, so I missed.
I can see him just fine. I just am spinning a lot, and it's confusing. It's not actually that confusing, but I can't get anything done because every time I line it up, I get shot again, and I can't keep moving constantly and do anything here. I'm reminded of why I never finished half these classic games. In fact, I never finished any of the classic series because they're just not... They don't hold up compared to... No. No, because that will encourage people to make me get tilted more. That's the problem with that idea. So, that was the wrong one for Charge Man. I still have no idea which one of these would be right. Ow. Of course, I look at after I press that. So I was not looking for the answer to begin with, but you might be right on that. I don't know. And the thing is, I'm not tilted, particularly, I'm just tired. I'm genuinely just very tired. I did not expect to be this tired this fast, but I think I just had that bad a night last night, which is, I didn't have a great night last night, but it didn't seem that bad. But just right when we hit the 2-hour mark here, part of me just kind of collapsed for some reason. And I can't really say that I have a good reason for that happening, it just happened. But I don't think I've been pushing myself that hard with this either, so I can't say that this is the reason either. Because y'all have seen that my capacity to play all of these just suddenly fell apart at around that point, and I don't know why. Because I'm definitely impatient in a couple of those parts, and I would accept that that's the reason for some of that going wrong. But just, like, the brain just died. No, I would rather get away from this tilting myself and getting annoyed and all of that behavior to begin with. And making an emote for that would just encourage the behavior, and that's the opposite of what I want. Good, get me... Well, that's not where I wanted to get away from there, too. They're just gonna keep putting me through these now and not giving me anything to balance out with now, isn't it? 'Cause these are just frustrating to me. Because, like, the ones I know a little bit, I can make work because, like I said, they are, for the most part, knowledge tests. You know the game, you can get through just fine. You don't know the game, you're gonna get the shit kicked out of you. And you're just gonna have a big ball of suffering until you learn better. I will say, I'm actually holding my temper better than I thought I would getting through these. Because, as all of you have seen by the profanity warning today, I genuinely expected to be swearing up a storm, and instead I'm just kind of quietly fuming whenever I am getting annoyed, relatively speaking. I expected this to be much more explosive anger. You really are just gonna sit here and stick to my back, aren't you? I did not know he would pursue this hard. I've never seen him do this before. But that was a no-win position at that point. No matter what move I made, I lost there. Because don't get me wrong, I have gotten annoyed a few times here. But I don't think I've reached tilted quite yet, aside from briefly during that whole Gravity Man fiasco. But that's because it's even more frustrating when you understand that you're in a position where there's basically nothing you can do. Is there a small chance where I can manage to make a Buster fight with that work out? Yes. But at that point, we were just gonna be wasting lives and wasting everyone's time. And that's no good for anybody.
I started blasting. Bang! Bang! Well, I don't see so good, so I missed.
Speaking of time wasting, these stupid shielded robots. But no, the key to my success with these, I think, other than knowledge, would be just remembering the damn slide exists more. And this jerk is just a pain in my ass. Could you lower your shield for a second so I can actually do something rather than wasting everyone's time? I'm glad you're enjoying it, Tiny. I feel like it's an accurate representation of how I feel today. Pointing a gun angrily at things. I thought I could get away with that, but I was pretty confident that if I didn't shoot it, it was just gonna knock me out of the air, so I had a crapshoot in that position again. And that, I think that's the key point to my frustration with these, is I keep finding myself in these crapshoot positions. It's certainly slapping, I don't... Because I didn't grow up with as many of these specific ones, so I don't have that slight tinted glasses look at these. And bear in mind, no matter what I say leading into any of this, I'm not saying any of these are bad games. But they really, really just want you dead in a way that is not satisfying to me specifically. I can't even say that they're that intense. Literally, all I have to do is just pay a little bit more attention and stop getting so impatient, and this will be fine. Because I know what I need to do, I'm just making the wrong moves because I just want to be through these parts that have been repeated. Because that's the whole problem, is I'm repeating things, and we all know that I hate, beyond all anything, having to repeat something. Especially when it's over something stupid. And a lot of the time, my deaths have been over something stupid in these games. And that is the entire crux of my frustration. But that is also what these thrive on, is making you make those mistakes. The music is one of the main redeeming qualities about any of these. Like, I am honestly convinced that the music is what kept a lot of people from giving up on these games early on. I hate this platform. I hate this platform with such a passion. It is just designed to waste your time. You're literally meant to wait for it to loop the first time and then you can walk across it. If you try to walk straight across it, you just lose. There is no winning in that situation. But since I've already walked through here, I just want to be out of here. I want to have made progress. So I start losing my mind and making an ass of myself. And that's... I get more frustrated by that aspect of it than I am the actual trouble I'm having with this. Is the fact that I start getting frustrated over something this stupid. Because there's no point to being mad at this. There genuinely is no point. Being mad at it is not going to change how it functions in the slightest. All it's going to do is give me more problems, because I reflexively jump away from that and shoot myself in the foot once again. Neither does mine. I don't know if you've noticed, but I remain angry at it. I know I shouldn't be, because again, logic tells me it's pointless, and that's the only thing keeping me from consistently being angry, because I can calm myself back down. It was better when I was getting the ones that I like more and can do more with coming up to balance it out, but it is now just throwing me to the wolves, which is not helping my mood. And now you see why I'm as agitated as I am. It was doing a much nicer thing for me earlier. I can't tell the timing on those. I keep thinking, oh, it's done now. And then it just throws another one right in my face the second I leave the ground, just like those Dustman jumpers. Let's try the Wave Man suggestion, just because it gets me away from that fuckery. And I think if I was not already tired, I probably wouldn't even be getting frustrated with this to begin with. So I knew what I was getting into. Though this is upsetting. Just like, I think I've just hit a bad combination of things. Things here. Oh, good. Good, those pull you from further away. Joy. And I didn't get the life either. Everybody enjoys the hurry up and wait vents, right? Oh no, you have to keep stopping or you'll take damage. Yay. Of course. Okay, good. That didn't crush me into the ceiling and kill me. I've got a bad feeling about this, though. No, that's not solid. Okay. Yep, there it is. I knew something was coming. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, hey, back to something I can work with a little more. Now being at full health, I should be able to handle this just fine. Nope, guessed that angle wrong. It's been a really long time since I fought this stupid thing. It's not meant to be a hard fight, I just keep getting in my own head like I was with Slash Tiger. Nope. Jump too late. Slide under that. You see, I can process using the dash to slide under things a lot better than I can process, oh right, I need to press down and jump to slide away from this thing. This is the only way I can get any kind of movement. There we go. As you can tell why it's such a wild change from games that let you move that fast to games that barely let you move at all, by comparison. Yes, yes, big angry robot. Yeah, that clearly worked so much better than when I did it. Of course. All robots that aren't me end up being evil, what do you know? Hi, Triangle Head. Well, with that reveal aside, we're now over here. This shuffle is just strange. Now that's starting to give me a better rotation, though. We'll keep going for a bit longer than the 3 hours I was like, I'm gonna stop at 3. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a lot of them. Get a good look at all these, because those are all of the ones we're gonna have to fight, just not right now. Yeah, that would be smart, wouldn't it, for you to just all dogpile me here. Would save you guys a lot of problems. Behold, a different camera angle. They, of course, don't want anybody wanting to be anywhere other than in their area so they can keep control over everything. Nature's appearing in places, so they're mad about that, and that's just a whole thing. That's the short version of this that I'm just skimming through because shuffler timers. Well, that happened. After all the evil shit he's done, why would you be surprised that he's gonna destroy all of nature and try to blow up the world? Let's just walk to the right now instead of teleporting. Talk to people about cyber elves. Not gonna worry about doing that because yep, that's what I figured. Oh good, we're back here. I think these snails might have been part of the beginning of the end for my sanity today. Because they just take so many hits. That's fair. There's nothing wrong with liking that better. I just am a very movement-oriented player for most things, and the terrible movement you have in these, it just constantly gets to me. It's like, you do not have mobility to speak of in these games, and that's the entire crux of why I have a hard time going back to these. I don't even care about the instant kill spikes or the amount of cheap shots these games have. That's fine. If I just had any kind of way to respond to them, it would be fine. But no, these games just expect you to take it all on the chin, which just isn't how I do things. But again, there's nothing wrong with the methodology that these games expect you to take things on with. It's just not how I prefer to do things, so it ends up that I have to adapt, and I'm not, as we all know, I am capable of adapting. This is just an adaptation that I don't enjoy. Which is why I don't go out of my way to seek this out, specifically. But it seemed wrong to do a Mega Man Shuffler and not have the classic games in it. And as per usual for me, I end up overshooting what I needed to do by just throwing as much stuff in as I could. I feel like I would have had a much more enjoyable experience if I had curated this a little harder and limited how much I put in here. But that's exactly what these tests are for. That's why this isn't the full session of doing this shuffler. This is version 1, and version 2 will have a lot less of these ones that I'm having an awful time with, but I'll put 1 or 2 in just because it'll balance things out. And I'll probably cut most of the Zero games out as well, just because they take a little bit too long to get really rolling, and they are very different from the rest of it. So they don't really fit in completely. As much as I like them. They are a bit longer in the tooth, and I would almost certainly not be able to beat those if I sat down and tried to beat everything that I put in the shuffle. Nope, I chose poorly. So yeah, this is what this is gonna be, is, I gotta get across that lava using those platforms. I chose poorly. For some reason, I thought I had to backtrack there because that platform shows up there, but I think that was a red herring. Fuck. I jumped too early. Game over, yeah. Oh, boy. And don't get me wrong, part of the problem is I've also done myself in, for example, by choosing stages like Heatman here. Which is probably one of the worst stages in this game in terms of getting through it. I am well aware of what this is. Which is why I did not like the idea of going in here when I decided to do this. That is how that works, yes. I mean, they're not really invisible. You know quite well where they are, for the most part. It's like, the platforming like this I can do. That's fine. I can even platform across those blocks fine. I'm just getting the timing terribly wrong. Oh, for fuck's sake. This jump's just annoying. It doesn't need to be what it is, but it is anyway. Stupid spring boys. But either way, welcome in, Keyvant. And hopefully all's well with you. Aside from the likely screams of frustration you've been hearing. Could you stop getting stuck, please? Thank you. Timed that wrong. There we go. So I just jump slightly too early almost every time. Because I jump the gun expecting it to, you know, move along. Because I'm used to games that take that mechanic and make it faster. So I've got bad habits for that, too. And, you know, this situation, of course, doesn't help, where I keep getting teleported away to other realities. That's neither here nor there. I assume the bubble I'm gonna need, yeah, is gonna be coming from over there. So what I can do, I think... Yes, this is solid. Okay, I can just hang out here, then, presumably, and the bubble will appear eventually. And then I can ride that up. No? Now, hang on a minute. How the hell does that work? If it pops there, how does it get up there, then? Shenanigans. That's how. Because, of course, as soon as it's not on screen, it ceases to exist? Hello? Why did the bubble not take me with it? So you're saying I have to jump to that bubble from the bubble, somehow. Interesting. I'll be the first to say I'm slightly perplexed. I'm most likely overlooking something obvious. Ah, the little bubbles can be stood on. That's exactly what I needed. Okay. I had a feeling that those would just be destroyed by me jumping on them. I need something to jump to. Thank you. So, part of why I'm continuing right now is because I didn't want to end on being stuck and annoyed. That's no good way for anything to end. Now we're actually starting to make breakthroughs in a couple places. Things are getting a little bit better. On that note, in a second here I'm going to check on something. Because I can't pause this part. Hard it seems. Which, you know, that's a questionable choice in and of itself. Having a section that's unpausable. Can I pause now? Nope. Okay, great. Damn it. I knew I jumped at the wrong time, but once I left the ground, it was over. It didn't matter. And I'm not really that upset about these checkpoints either. I don't like where they placed some of them, but that I can kind of get over. It is genuinely just almost all the movement that gets me with those. Okay. Yeah, they haven't stopped yet, so I'll go, like I said, just that bit longer. We'll probably go to the half-hour mark, and then we'll head out. And then I'll refine the list a bit to make myself have a better time. And then we'll revisit this another day. What day? I don't know. But today clearly wasn't the day for this, and that is my own fault, but it is what it is. I keep... okay. There we go. We have boots now. Of course, it doesn't help when sometimes I try to hit 3 buttons at once and it doesn't take all 3 buttons. So I was trying to hold the charge and dash jump, and sometimes that just doesn't work. And I think it's just my thumb not holding properly on all 3. I really thought he was going to sabotage me just enough. Do I want to go up there, or do I want to go across here? Let's go up here. So I think there is something up here. So I think I have to break those to get it. I don't remember. I'm not going to worry about it. Robot's gone, though. Oh well. It has been entirely too long for a lot of that. Oh yeah, it wasn't gonna matter because you can't get across that, really, I don't think. Doesn't matter. No, I think part of it's just, it's a matter of what you grew up with, or just the style of game that you prefer. That makes people prefer either the classic or the newer ones, basically, out of this batch. And there's nothing wrong with either stance. I do want to make that known. God, I'm rusty. Once upon a time, I could take Chill Penguin without getting hit. It has been a very long time at this point, so the rust is definitely taken over. He is a bit of a chump, though, so it's not going to be a major ordeal. I just gotta stop making stupid mistakes. Of course, it doesn't help when he just pins me in a corner. Wow, could I please be functional at all? Because this is just embarrassing. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Welcome back, Flora. Welcome to me continuing to make a fool of myself doing things I know for a fact I can do quite well, and just fumbling them for reasons I can't fathom. Okay. I don't know what he's doing right now, though. He's doing weird shit. I knocked him back into myself. Good job, brain. Proud of you. And now we're back to 0-1. Okay. That is fine. You just keep getting yourself in trouble, Seal. Wow, I actually got it to do that attack again, huh. It's been a really long time since I've seen it do that, because I'm so used to being able to just slide up and down this section of wall and have it just keep doing the low laser over and over again. That I genuinely forgot it even could do a higher attack than that. Why are things actually using their good attacks and just making me look like an idiot now? Why? What do you know? They're gonna pretend I was having no effect on it, even though clearly its health bar was moving. But we finally have the Z-Saber. Or in this reality. There we go. One chop and it's dealt with. He's still waking up. He's having a bit of a time after being left in that hole for Lord knows how long. Get me out of here so we can get things done. Yeah, I got the sniper rating despite the way that whole thing was playing out. There was a yes-no question there, and you could say no, but it'll just but thou must you, so there's no point in saying no to it. Sure, save the data. Off we go. We're gonna go stop people from being retired. Which is just a censorship way of saying they're being killed in this facility over here. Which, for those so inclined, if you want to get the uncensored script and everything, it does exist. There is a patch out there for the script to be uncensored and the blood to be put back and everything. There's a Cyber Elf up there, but we won't worry about that right now. Now, to do this the way I normally do this, I am gonna have to get some Saber levels before I go fight the boss. Because I typically fight it with a charged Saber Swings, because I just have an easier time doing that. So we're just gonna sit here and beat on this thing for a bit until I get charges. Which is gonna take a little bit, so we're probably gonna shuffle away before I get that done. I also want that Cyber Elf, but it's not quite reaching. There we go. I just needed to inch forward a little bit. This is the downside to the weapon leveling mechanic, though, is because you are gonna have to sit there and grind it a little bit. That was an awkward time to come back to this. Also, interesting that we came right back here. I'm gonna have to play it real cautious. Because you can just wait him out a lot. Which is what I should have been doing in the first place, if I'm honest. You good there, Penguin? You good? He's having a little bit of a time, hang on. I somehow did not adhere to that wall. We would have been fine if it just adhered to the wall like I told him to, but I think I pressed back to the right just a frame too early. That is exactly the crux of my frustration with these ones that I do know, is I keep doing something stupid and throwing it all away. Because I have to assume I'm just tired enough that I'm just not processing what I need to. Or I'm overshooting. I'm not hitting the right mark in between at all. I'm either overthinking or just dead braining. One or the other keeps happening every fucking time, and I'm angrier about that than I am about how poorly some of the classic games are going for me. Because those, like I said, I expected those to go wrong. But I expected to be doing well here because I know how to play these. And I'm just fucking them up anyway. I'm gonna push till this swaps away, I think, basically, and then we'll go ahead and raid out. There we go. Never mind. All I had to do was say that, and it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna call your bluff on that one, then. Because a certain friend has a birthday today, and I did not want to miss out on that entirely, as I brought up at the beginning of this. So, thank you for putting up with me getting annoyed with myself and fumbling basic maneuvers in things I do know, and just realizing why I've avoided trying to go back and actually do these classic Mega Man games. We'll be back to normal business on Monday. I have something I might do on Monday, but I need to decide whether I want to put myself through that. It's a similar case to today, just one thing instead of many. But I'm grateful that people, I guess, were enjoying this, considering people stuck around. Or they just wanted to see if it got better, I don't know. But I will see you all on Monday. Be good to Nimble. Wish the man a happy birthday, he's a good dude. I will see you all on Monday. Have a good one, and goodbye.